If I had to start my vegan journey all over again, I would completely do things differently. I made huge mistakes. I struggled. I learned a lot the hard way. And today I want to share with you exactly what I would do differently so you don't have to go through the same struggles as I did. I went vegan over 16 years ago now. It's unbelievable where that time's gone. And it was a journey. It was a long process. Oh, before I get started, if you don't know who I am, my name's Toni. Welcome. This is Rawlicious. And welcome back to my subscribers. Currently in Jakarta, Indonesia. I'm just sorting some visa stuff out for Thailand. I've been living in Thailand for over 9 years. We are doing a retreat next year. If you're interested, let me know. All that information is in the description box. April 2 to 26, we're going to be doing a retreat in Phuket, Thailand for 1 week. So whether you're just starting out or wanting a reset, or you've just lost your way a little bit and you want to get back into, we're going to focus more on veganism rather than raw. As many of you know, I'm raw vegan, but doesn't matter. The goal is to just eat a vegan diet and as whole natural foods as much as you can. Okay, I do stress this quite a lot in my videos, is to keep it simple. We overcomplicate and it can feel overwhelming at first. Yes, you can remake all of your favorite dishes veganized. You know, there's a lot of dishes out there, but really stick to the basics and find those that you do enjoy. And it does take a trial and error, you know, you've got to experiment, but I would say keep it simple. Just enjoy the abundance, this new way of living and eating. You know, it's instead of focus on the lack, focus on what we can eat. But the goal is really to keep it as simple initially. Start with whole, undenatured foods. Less processed foods in your diet, the better you're going to feel, the easier it is to go vegan. Mono meals, mono fruits, you know, instead of having an array of variety, just keep it simple. Slow down and enjoy the food that you're eating. Instead of these 15 ingredients vegan recipes, I'd stick with fruit meals, simple salads and smoothies, smoothie bowls. Your body doesn't need complicated, it needs clean, natural foods. But of course, you can enjoy these gourmet, these recipes. There's so much out there, so much you can create. So depending on where you're at, if you're feeling overwhelmed, keep it simple. Next one is don't chase perfection. Oh, we live in a society of perfectionism. I've done it. I've put so much, like, I'm so scared in what if that restaurant was going to put something, you know, something that wasn't non-vegan on there. And what happened with myself, I don't know about yourself, but I would then spiral. It was a bit like a binge episode. If I eat clean for so long and then I would just go all out and not really care because I was just restrictive so much. So just don't put that pressure on yourself. We're not here to be perfect. We're just doing our best every single day, and that compound effect is incredible to really remind ourselves to know that when we make a small change, that will ripple. It might even just mean your breakfast is just raw or vegan. You know, Mondays might be just a vegan day. I took a long time to get to veganism because I was going through the stages. I thought, okay, that's a bit too much, too intense for me. So I see a common path, and especially with my clients, that we go to like pescatarian, then vegetarian, then veganism. Whatever works for you. I think the best thing is what happens when we take that layer of stress and pressure, all of a sudden it happens faster. I've noticed a difference in myself and others when I don't have that extra layer of guilt and the shame. Take that away and I'm like, I'll do my best. And then what happens from that, ironically, because you think, oh, I'm not doing enough, it ends up you're doing way more with less effort, less feeling restricted, and enjoying the whole process. Just be kinder to yourself. Listen to your body and go through this process, which I'm going to be sharing with you a little bit more on what happens and what I've learned to just make it a much more pleasurable journey. Prioritize your health over labels. Vegan is about compassion. but it's also about thriving. Don't just swap meat for the processed alternatives. Nourish yourself with living foods. They're a good start and here and there, but overwhelming your system with those processed, as they call them, mock meats, fake meats, it's just, I don't even know if there are a lot of them are called meat, because a lot of them are not healthy and they aren't going to make you feel your best. I do feel they have a place, because I wanted it initially the more the filling more meaty, but what I've looked at is alternatives. So instead of having all the mock meat types, you could choose the heavier mushrooms, these meaty mushrooms, which are so delicious. You wouldn't even know, with the right spices, the sauces, incredibly filling. Focus on the foods that are going to give you energy and not take it away. So the more nourishing, raw living foods, as much as you can, will help you on your journey. Build your why. And this is a reminder, even recently, when I get a little bit distracted and a little lost, or something hasn't come to fruition, I think of the bigger picture, the why I'm doing this. So The Power of Why, I can't remember the author, but he Simon Sinek, written an awesome book on getting to the root of what really motivates you, your drive. It's an innate feeling, but you really got to shed some layers to get to that core. And I highly recommend you put some time into finding your why. Share, write down, journal how important it is to have a strong reason. Like, it could be for the animals, it could be for your health. I do have some clients that they love animals, but their drive is their health. They want to feel healthy. Mine was both. Could even be the environment. I know friends that are focused on the environment side of it, and everyone comes in or has their own reasons. It makes it effortless once you know your why. And I think when you watch the documentaries that are out there on the animal abuse and the work that I do, I want to be in more of alignment and less contradiction, because I'm there speaking for animals or protecting, especially the dogs here in Phuket, Thailand. I want to be the voice for them. I'm speaking up for them. I want to make sure that they're not suffering, and I want that all across the board. So I chose veganism because I love all animals and I care about my health, and I know deep down my heart is aligned with the vegan diet lifestyle. It's less impact, less cruel. It's not perfect. We don't live in a perfect world, but it's one of the best ones to thrive and to be a win-win for everybody, myself, for others, the animals, the environment. Last one is finding community and inspiration. So reaching out to others who are in this path, are in deep, like myself. I offer coaching, I offer support, because not only people come to me for weight loss, they want to feel good, they want to be coming back to their alignment of their beliefs, because we've got a lot of old outdated programs going on. So when you're going against what a lot of people are doing, it is challenging. As naturally as we want to be our own sovereignty, we want to still be part of a community and a part of society, because otherwise, when we're pushed out, we're ostracized, it's death to a lot of people. And it is a natural innate reaction to feel like that. So reach out to others. That's why I have the Raw Living Group. It's free. There's 170 odd thousand members in there. There's retreats, like I'm going to be holding the retreat next year in April in Phuket. Come for that with 10 incredible souls. There'll be 13 of us with the raw vegan chef and myself and Sky. So come along for that. Come immerse yourself in this beautiful lifestyle of kind, compassionate souls. And it's a fascinating way of being, because I know majority of the world is not living this way, and I forget sometimes when I go out of my bubble, especially when I've come now to Jakarta. I do feel, wow, I am a little I'm a hippie here. I'm a hippie that it's so funny because when I went out the other night, I had my glass straw, I had my own napkin, my reusable, washable napkin. I'm very conscious in how I'm moving through my day, the world, and it's very different to others. You know, I'm trying to think of my plastic use, I'm trying to reduce all of that. I'm just trying to just be better. I just want to be better, and the way I eat, the consequences of what I do, what that ripple effect becomes. So you find your people, find the people, reach out, get the support, get the coaching. For me, it fast tracked my success having coaching, having that one-on-one guidance to support me, yeah, on the emotional blocks, on my even the physical side to it, you know, the struggles, the personal struggles every day, but mostly for me was the emotional, the attachments to foods, my binge eating. I was really addicted to soothing and comforting myself with food. So I help others tap back into that own power without using any form of addiction. We work a lot on these addictions, these attachments we have to food, to alcohol, to other things that keep us small, that keep us limited. I really want to support others to step into their own power and move from a higher power rather than this small self, this lower self. And I think when we do that, we start seeing the world in a much more lighter, positive. You start to look, you feel great, and you just have a much more meaningful, purposeful life. So this is what I want to sprinkle in the world. If this resonated with you, reach out, you know, comment below in the comments. It does help. And also I love to engage with who's listening and where you're at in your journey. You know, you may have gone back. You may have gone back to eating animals. You may have gone back to certain addictions. But that doesn't define you. That's not who you are. It's just a pattern that can be changed, and it takes some bit of introspection, self-awareness, and just doing the work. And this is what we focus on in my coaching. And I really want to support you. If you do need that level of support, then reach out to me. That's all in the description box below. So if you like this video, thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe. Also turn on the bell notification to be notified of when the next videos are. Be, feel and stay Rawlicious.